Good afternoon.
Hello, Akanksha. Very good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. And how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Fantastic. How's your baby? What she's doing?
He's sleeping right now. And how's your baby? Sleeping also?
He's also sleeping. Yes.
Okay. So I thought because she is sleeping right now and I have still some time left, so I thought why not we should connect again. And right now you are also free.
Yes, yes, yes. Maybe I should introduce myself, or it's
Oh,
okay to skip.
no, no. If you want to, you can.
Okay, I'll introduce myself. Maybe there are a few new people who don't know me. So for them,
Okay.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Karishma. I'm talking to you from Gurgaon. I hail from Delhi, completed all my education there. I'm an advocate by profession and also I am a mother of two beautiful children. Apart from that, I have a YouTube channel called Advocate Karishmachauhan, and that's all about me. Thank you.
Okay. So I have an interesting question for you today. Because you are learning English since very long. So I want to ask you something regarding English only. So I want to ask you that because you have been learning it for a very long period of time, so you must have a lot of experience regarding this learning this language. So I want to ask you that if you had started learning this language in 2025, so what would you have like how would you have started? What kind of actions you would have taken in 2025? Because there are some do's and don'ts which you learn after doing something, right? So what do you think? What are do's and don'ts for beginners? What advice do you give to beginners?
Okay, I think it's a very interesting question, especially for the people who want to start their journey in 2025. So the
Exactly.
first thing which I would do definitely, I would join AI platforms because these are the best thing to join. Because right now I'm using one AI platform which is Sparky, and my son he uses that application almost every day. So he loves talking to that application. And for viewers, it's not a promotional video; it's personal video. We are sharing our own view. So when he talks to that AI and he's getting interesting reply from the other side, he's asking another question, he's getting another reply. First thing, it is helping us to increase knowledge, and second, it gives us a complete English practice.
Definitely.
Uh, because the most difficult part of learning English is that environment. We're not getting it in India. Most of the people they are talking in their mother tongue. So this is the main advantage I would like to take in 2025 if I would have started my journey now. So that is one thing. Second is I understand grammar is it's not that relevant. Like earlier, people used to focus only on grammar, not the other aspect of learning English. But I would say that grammar is important, but not that much. You can learn English without even learning a grammar. Like a child learn English because of his surroundings and observations and environment. You can create your environment. You can watch English movies. You can watch English shows, and this is how you can indulge yourself or immerse yourself in the English language. Now you have this option. So I would definitely do not focus on grammar. That is second thing. Third thing is that I would love to listen and shadowing. Earlier I
Yeah,
did not know much about these things, but since there are so many tutors available online, I would love to watch their videos. I would like to listen the experience of those people who have learned English in their own. uh,
yeah,
that is best way to learn. So this is what I should do. Yeah, these three things I think. And speaking practice is there because earlier it's the problem that we don't find partners, but now you can create a community, you can join clubs, you can talk to online like we are talking online, we are connecting online. You have to put little bit of efforts from your side, and then you will find the person to connect with. So this is very good practice if you want to improve your English. These are the three things I would love to do.
yes, because AI can really help you. And because initially, when I also started learning this language, that time I was also not aware about that how much AI can help you to learn this language. And as you mentioned, AI, shadowing technique, all these things I was also not aware about initially when I started learning this language. So, it happens when you learn something new. and that time you don't know how you can make it little faster to learn something, like which techniques can really help you and which techniques are going to only waste your time. So because you have a lot of experiences and you share all the tips, I think they are going to help beginners a lot. That like a lot of people focus a lot on grammar only. When they start learning this language, they think like first we will cover all the grammar rules and then we will start speaking in English language.
Yes.
But learning grammar rules and speaking it is totally different things, you know.
Yes.
But if you are learning English language, just start speaking from first day. Since you have started learning this language, you have to start speaking whatever you know, what like how much vocabulary you know, how much sentences you know. Just start by those vocabularies and those sentences and start speaking from that day only, because learning a lot of
Not
grammar
sufficient.
sentences, this is not going to help you to speak. If you really want to speak, you have to start speak, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
When you started learning this language, do you think that there are something you regret now that I did, there was not you don't there was no use of doing those things? Do you feel anything like this?
There are things which I didn't do, and I feel regret, like reading. I think I have already discussed with you in my video. Reading is something that I'm understanding the importance of that now, like at this stage, because since I've started reading, I can see the improvement. I can see that you don't need to learn anything. Just by reading, your subconscious mind pick up all those sentences, all those words, and you are naturally able to speak when you communicate, right? Earlier, what I used to feel, actually, I used to feel bored while reading. That is the honest reason I didn't read anything. So now I regret that if I would have started reading that time, I might be perfect with my grammar, my vocabulary, my sentence structure. I might speak advanced English, not the basic one. So I think that is one thing I feel regret.
Happens because when you read something, your mind, you don't feel that time that your mind is getting habitual and familiar with English language. You are creating that environment and you are observing a lot of English in your head, and you don't even feel that thing, right? When you read, I also feel that initially when I started learning this language, that time I had a lot of time, so I used to read a lot of books, and I was not aware about like how much reading books are helping me. And then that time I was like improving, and after that time when I stopped reading, I got to know that I am not able to speak that much. I understand this thing that reading can really help you to make that environment and to absorb English language subconsciously. So you become very familiar with English language when you create that environment of reading and writing. Also, one thing
I
which
think
can be
also.
like
Writing
whenever
is really important, yes. Now I understand that writing is also important. Since I started writing my scripts, I understand many words unknowingly. Like I'm not focusing too much on learning them, but while I'm writing, it is automatically, as I said, that subconscious mind automatically picked up few words and stored there. And when we are repeating those words, or when we come across same word again, we feel, oh wow, I have heard this word or I have used this word somewhere. So this is important. Reading, writing, these two things are very underrated while it comes to English, but these two things are really important. I
yeah,
know speaking is most important thing because you want to learn speaking, but for learning speaking, you have to make a base. That base will be prepared by reading and writing only.
I used to get stuck because used to feel like I am not able to gather my thoughts. So this thing I learned after starting when I started writing things. I used to ask myself question about my day or about what things I like the most and so when you write something, you know how to gather your thoughts and how to collect your thoughts about a certain situation, right? So writing is also like if you are getting stuck while speaking, if you are thinking that I am not able to use these vocabularies and whatever, writing can really help you a lot to these kind of.
Yes. One thing that what I feel is that storytelling. Storytelling is a great way to enhance your English because that is one thing where you are going to use proper grammar. Like we are communicating, we are not using proper grammar. Sometimes, like we skip few things because it's very natural. But when you do storytelling, you have to speak in past, so you have to be very careful that what kind of sentences I have to use, and that
Yes.
is when you learn most of the grammar things, honestly speaking, because in day-to-day conversation you're not going to learn those things which you can learn it just by storytelling or story reading. So I think story reading is a very great way to enhance English, and I'm doing it with my child these days. Now he's in second grade, so I bought a few story books for him. One is Akbar Birbal, and the second is The Boys Story करके कुछ है. So I got these two books, and like regularly every night I read one chapter for him, or sometimes he read and I listen, and we find out few difficult words. Like yesterday we found a word emitted.
Emmett.
The brightness is emitted by sun. I think this kind of example was given. So emitted means dena, like kuch bhi. So we are learning a lot of new vocabulary just by reading one single chapter. Minimum 4 to 5 vocabulary words are there which I don't know, because I consider myself as an intermediate level, but still I do not know those words. So I think somebody who wants to learn English must read storybooks.
Yes, and especially those the books are made for kids. I think they have like very easy grammar rules.
Easy.
They are very like difficult grammar rules. And but yes, I also have read some books, story like baby, which are made for kids. But they sometimes I also find very difficult vocabularies. So in books, still they use formal words. So
Mm.
we get to know a lot of formal words as well, because in conversation we use informal words, right? But when we read
Yes.
some books, they use very formal vocabularies, and we got to know a lot of things about those vocabularies. And it it helps you to learn different vocabulary, how you can describe one thing in different ways.
Different ways. Though they are basic vocabularies, but we don't know. We use very basic words, but those are also basic, but still they create a formal or professional impression while speaking. That's why it is important.
Yes, it is. And I think it is not necessary that you have to use advanced word or like different kind of words, but still you should know, you should have familiar with those words. Like if someone will speak with you, you should be able to understand those words.
Understand, exactly. For understanding, it's important to know critical words, because we never know which person is speaking to us, in which style, what kind of language they're using, what kind of fancy words they're going to use. So if you know English, you should know some of them, because if you're not able to understand them, it's very awkward. It's feel very bad. Though you know English, but you're not able to understand few words. So for that reason, it's important. But yes, for speaking, I don't think that we need fancy words or high-fi words or advanced words. We can communicate. If we can communicate in basic language, it is understandable. I think we should good to go.
Yes, definitely. But like it depends on what kind of like if you have if you want to speak English, if you want to learn English, just to have a conversation with people, and just to have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, and you can go for very English. It has nothing to do with very advanced English or whatever. But if you want to learn it for profession, like your for your profession, so then you can go for advanced, because you never know like which kind of situation you can get, and maybe you have to like you are working some like you are working professional, and you have to use advanced vocabulary as well. You encounter a lot of new words, and in your meetings and in any kind of situation, so that time you should know those words as well, right?
As I have noticed one thing, that when I see any Bollywood star speaking, they 100% use some different word which I don't know.
Definitely. A
Every
lot of
time,
time
every time. Yes.
we think like what are they saying, how to pronounce that word. Sometimes I even get like I even feel like how are they pronouncing that word, I'm not able to pronounce that word correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know what
Like in a flow, they pronounce such words, and we feel, wow, what an English. Like I think they also try to improve their English every time, I feel.
definitely, because they have to give interviews, and they have to sound smart, and they have to sound.
Yes.
Yes, so it is like it is important for their field, right? It is very important for that. But like for us, it is not that much
It's
important to use advanced vocabulary. Sometimes it is not like sometimes maybe we are in an environment where not everyone aware about those vocabulary. So it is for no use, right? But if you are living in an environment where everyone use advanced vocabulary, then it becomes important to learn.
Necessary. Yes.
And
Because
one thing that
Bollywood uh, industry is a field where everyone speaks mind blowing English, and if there like somebody is not able to speak, that maybe become a part of fun, or people start mocking him, or because every time I have seen very small issue become really bigger when it comes to celebrity or people who are from Bollywood. For us, no
yes,
problem at all, but for them, it's really a huge problem.
we are having conversation about Bollywood today, and I want to share something. When I was a kid, I used to think that only the people who are like from Bollywood and the people who are rich, only they can speak in English. I don't know why. I used to feel this way because I did not have any exposure at that time that you can learn English, and I never seen people around me speaking this language. So I
Uh,
used to think that, and I used to watch interviews of these celebrities, and I used to feel like only they can. How are they able to speak this language? Because maybe they are so rich, and I never thought of learning this language. I never thought that you also can learn a new language. I never get that thought, and I never asked anyone about it.
And you know what? For me, it's opposite because since my childhood, I used to watch interviews, Hindi or English interviews, or news videos. So I used to pretend that I know English, and I used to speak blah 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 blah, just taking newspaper in my hand, and like people around me, they used to laugh, my parents and everyone, because of 7 year, 6 year old kid, he's trying to speak English, doesn't know English at all, but just making sounds like English and speaking it blah blah blah.
Yes.
Anything comes to my mind, so people start laughing me at that time.
Yes, it happens. Like I came from very rural area of Uttarakhand, so I have done my study from there only. So I never seen anyone around me speaking English, and I never have even told anyone that I want to speak or this is very. I am fascinated about this language. I never shared this thought of with anyone. It was like very for me. It was a very big deal to speak in English language, but now I feel I was such a fool at that time.
Since we are talking about this, I want to share one incident from my school. When I was in first, second, or third grade, I completed my education from private school, the normal private school, not very high fi, no English at all. But I was good in English at that moment. Like till third, I was really good. After third, my parents transferred me into the government school from fourth and fifth grade. There was no English subject actually. English it starts from sixth grade. During my time in government school, it starts from sixth grade. So in sixth grade, when I came, like 2 years of gap in English language, I forgot almost everything. But I know ABCD and basic things. So when I moved into the sixth grade, I was reading ABCD, and I was so happy that I know everything. I got 20 out of 20 in English subject. So my sixth grade was amazing. I was so happy. But the moment I forward to the seventh grade, there's a two books, English reader and story. Two books were there, and they were difficult. I did not understand words, and teacher was not that capable enough that they can make students understand. They just come, read, explain two, three, four words, and then just go. It was like very simple. They were teaching English. After that, I've realized I was like going very weak in English. Seventh, eighth, 12th, graduation tak aate aate, I was like failed in English exam. In 12th,
Yes.
I got only 40, 44 marks, and I topped rest of the subjects like 90, 80, 85. These kind of marks I used to get. But in English, it was 44 marks in 12th grade. I felt so bad, and that was the moment I was thinking like I need to do something for English. And I started focusing more on grammar at that moment, but nothing happened. Learning grammar will not teach you English at all. Learning
No, no.
grammar gives you good knowledge. You can write, you can read, but not speak. So at the end of the time when I actually involved in learning English, I just quit grammar and focus on listening and speaking. These two things which helped me to improve my English. I think I
Definitely.
shared my whole journey here in 10 minutes.
I can totally resonate with your journey, and I want to ask you something. When you transferred from your private school to government, did you find any difficulties in learning Hindi?
Yeah, Hindi. Yeah, it's little difficult, not that much, but it's little difficult. But since my Hindi was already good, because Obviously, we were living in Hindi environment. Everyone speaking Hindi around me, so I was good at that. So I picked up Hindi language, did not find difficulty. But in English, it's very difficult. And I think in all my grade, I always get lesser number in English as compared to other subjects.
You know, because when I was also done my studied in English medium till my third grade actually.
Oh,
At that time, I was in city area in Dehradun, in Uttarakhand, and after that we moved to our village, and then I got it to like I got admission in government school, and then I find difficulties learning those subjects in Hindi, and I find it very difficult, and I could not even share with my teacher that I am having difficulties because the word in Hindi was very difficult for me because I have read all the subject. I have learned all the subject in English only till my third grade. And after that, that shifted into Hindi. And I got very, like, for me, that time was very difficult. And I was a kind of very shy kid. I did not used to share my things with anyone. And I used to feel like
okay.
why it is happening with me. My all the classmates are very good in Hindi and I am not. And I that's why that was the reason I wanted to not share this because I used to feel like they will make fun of mine that are you a kind of Angrez or something? Why are you not understanding Hindi? But it was because my base was in English. So I find
It
many
happens.
difficulties. And after that, when as you said that after some years, I forgot English and then I started learning Hindi only and my focus
Hindi.
was on Hindi and I totally forgot English.
Even my all subjects were in Hindi only, so my Hindi was good and English was like it was drastically changed over the years, and that's how my journey was. I think it's a very interesting conversation for the people who are learning English. They can relate with us, they can understand, and what they should do in 2025 to learn English.
Yes, definitely. And one more thing I would like to suggest that, as you said, that you are also a kind of person who don't like to read books, even you trying to read books. But I think for people who don't want to read books and novels, they are not interested in reading books. So they can go for books which are available for kids. Such kind of books can really help you to make interest to learn read books, and these books are also going to improve their reading skills and to improve their English skills as well. They will find some new vocabularies, and this is going to be very helpful for them to develop that interest to reading books, right?
That's true. I think that's because I'm doing it right now, so I can agree with you.
Yes,
Okay, then I think it's time to wind up now. We don't realize it's already half an hour, I think.
it is 25
So,
minutes. We
yeah,
can. It was
yeah.
really nice talking to you. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel.
Thank you so much, Akansha. It's lovely conversation with you. Like second time.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye.